Who doesn't love nostalgia? In this episode, I'm going to hunt for popular childhood cartoons that were animated in Japan. The Suginami Animation Museum is located in Tokyo. It is only a 10-minute ride from Shinjuku Station on the orange Chuo line, plus a short 6-minute bus ride. So today is a very rainy day. So what do you do in Tokyo on a rainy day? You go museum hopping. Now right behind me is the Suginami Animation Museum. It encompasses everything that has to do with animation from the early 60s up to the 2000s. Let's see if we can find some Dutch classics like Vrouwtje Theelepel, Dommel and Alfred Jodokus Kwak. Upon entry, you'll be greeted by Bob. Bob in the bottle is so nice.
Bob, Bob der Flaschengeist kommt wenn.
He is the main character from the Genie Family, a popular cartoon series from 1969. Now the first thing you will run into is this large round wall with tiny sketches by famous Japanese cartoonists. Which ones do you recognize? Look at this! I found Calimero. Now here you can see the giant wall of fame. It displays every Japanese anime created in the 1950s all the way up to the 2000s. Anime is short for Japanese animation. Right next to it, Japanese animator desks. Now this here is a voiceover booth where you can test out your dubbing skills. While browsing through their massive anime library, I found many of my favorite childhood cartoons from the 1980s, which were all animated in Japan. Starting with Mrs. Pepperpot from 1983, a household staple from the Dutch 80s, and known in Dutch as Vrouwtje Theelepel, which was one of my first animes I've ever watched. Voltron, known in Japanese as Beast King Go Lion, which was the forerunner of the Power Rangers. Macron 1, known in Japanese as Go Shogun. Sadly, this anime was cut up to make it more appealing for the North American market. I never really figured out why they did that. Even though the original anime is from 1981, the action and animation in Macron 1 was quite ahead of its time. Oh boy, I even found The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, known in Dutch as the Tovenaar van Oz. I truly love this show for being quite mysterious and unpredictable. Mapletown pretty much had the same title in every language. In my opinion, it had a great catchy intro song and great animation. Then there's Dommel. I often watch Dommel with my family during Sunday dinners, and the episodes were actually quite hilarious. The Adventures of Peter Pan, executed quite brilliantly. Great storytelling and smooth animation. Alfred Jodokus Kwak. This is perhaps the most influential anime of my childhood, because Alfred loved to travel the world and was quite adventurous. Then came the Samurai Pizza Cats. Now I love this show for its detailed character design, which I always try to copy during class. Which eventually brought me to the more mature animes. Starting with Akira.
Let's run for it!
Which has an insane storyline and plot, and took multiple times to rewatch to get the full depth of the story. A funny side note, this movie takes place in a dystopian future of Tokyo in the year 2019, in which they actually planned the Tokyo Olympics for 2020. That's the most ridiculous coincidence I've ever heard of. My favorite must have been Battle Angel Alita, which has recently been turned into an amazing live-action movie produced by James Cameron. Now I'm going to flip the question to you guys. What is your favorite childhood anime? Let me know by leaving a comment below. Sadly, most of this museum is in Japanese, but it's a great place for some nostalgic vibes. Opening times are 10 AM till 6 PM, except for Mondays. And here comes the kicker, admission is free. Now if time permits, head over to Mitaka for the gorgeous Ghibli Museum. From the classics Spirited Away, House Castle and Laputa Castle in the Sky. But that's a whole nother video. Coming up next, my brand new episodes from Japan, plus all my previous episodes from Reformat Season 8. Don't forget to like, and make sure not to miss a single episode by subscribing and selecting the tiny bell icon so you'll receive a weekly update with the latest episode.